Okay, hello guys. So today we will discuss about the most basic topic of geography. It is interior of Earth. So interior of Earth basically is the topic of geology. But if we talk about the geography, geography is all about the study of the outer surface of the Earth. But to know about the outer surface, there must be knowledge about the interior portion also. So for the interior of Earth, there are two type of evidences through which we can know about the interior of Earth. First one is direct source and the other one is indirect source. Direct sources are directly related with the Earth. For example, mining and volcanic eruptions. Mining is directly related because we can simply say with the help of instruments, we can simply dug, and with the volcanic eruptions, there are direct relation with the magma or lava, with the mineralization, or we can simply say with the minerals of the earth. So these are also directly related. But direct sources are not sufficient enough to tell us about the interior portion of the earth, because there is a limit for mining and volcanoes also, because all the magma are related with the asthenosphere, and asthenosphere we can know about up to asthenosphere. But if we talk about the interior or furthermore, we can't assume about with the help of direct sources. Okay, so if there are some limitations in direct sources, we have to use indirect sources also. So indirect sources simply say these are not directly related with the earth. For example, there is temperature, density, pressure and gravity. There is increase in temperature and pressure and density also with the increasing depth. But to know about the whole scenario inside the earth, there are proper and most appropriate method. These are the study of seismic waves, or simply we can say study of earthquakes. So for the study of earthquakes, we have to know about the seismic things or seismic waves. So if you talk about the seismic activities or earthquakes, simply with the help of seismic waves, we can divide the earth in three portions. There is the crust, mantle and the core. The core part is further divided into outer core and inner core, because there is a difference in the form. Outer core is in the liquid state, but the inner core is in the solid state. It is due to the huge amount of pressure. So due to the huge amount of pressure, there is a increase, or we can say there is a simply decrease in the distance of the particles, and if they are nearer, that means they behave like solid. So due to the high pressure, inner core behaves as solid. So inner core is the most dense part. Okay. So how can we know that there are some solid and liquid portion? It is with the help of seismic waves. So first of all, we have to know about the properties of seismic waves. So listen. So seismic waves originate from the hypocenter, or simply say it is focus. And focus means there is a, if there is any type of disturbance inside the earth, hypocenter focus will always found inside the earth, and from there is a huge amount of seismic waves, and the portion perpendicular to the focus is known as epicenter. Epicenter is the portion where first seismic wave strikes, so it is known as epicenter. So two things must be in mind. Epicenter is always found on the surface, but the hypocenter is found inside the earth. So in newspapers, if there is any news about the earthquake, there must be mention about the epicenter and focus. So focus will found always inside. Okay, these are. So from here, there is a seismic waves. Seismic waves basically are of two types: body waves and surface waves. Body waves simply means they travel only in the interior part of the earth. So these are only related with the interior part. But the surface waves, these are related with the surface parts, or we can say they are simply travel on the surface portion of the earth. P and S waves. Actually, body waves. When body waves strike on the Earth's surface, they create disturbance or vibration on the Earth's surface. These vibration can be seen in the form of surface imbalances or surface waves. Body waves are of two types, P and S, while the surface waves are of two types, L and R waves. Okay, so why these are named so? P waves. Actually, P waves are known as primary waves. Primary means these are the first waves to strike on the surface or the epicenter. So that's why these are known as primary. But after then there is a strike of S waves. S waves are also known as secondary waves because they strike secondly. So that's why known as secondary waves. Okay. So P and S, these are the names for primary and secondary waves. Okay. If we talk of the surface waves, L waves, these are known as love waves. Love means there is a Professor Love on which there is a name on love waves. R means Rayleigh waves. Rayleigh is also the name of a scientist. So these are R or Rayleigh waves. Okay. So now we will know about the properties of P and S waves. So P waves, these are longitudinal waves. They travel in like this, squeeze or expand like a spring position. Okay, you can see there is a frontal and backward movement. So that's why known as these are longitudinal. There is no upward or downward movement. Okay. So P waves, these are the highly energized, and because of the more energy they can travel through solid, liquid and gases mediums. Okay. So they can travel through all the three mediums, solid, gas and liquid. There is no problem in it. Okay. These are P waves. But if we talk about the S waves, these are secondary. There is a decrease in energy also. So these are of transverse type of waves. Transverse simply means these behave like, these are, they behaves like light waves. So there is a motion upward and downward motion like a sea wave. So these are known as transverse waves. Okay. If we talk about the speed, maximum speed of seismic waves can be seen in the P waves, but the speed of the S waves is about 40% less than the speed of the P waves. So it is only due to the energy difference, S waves. So S waves are of transverse nature. That's why they can only travel through the solid medium and they can't cross the liquid medium. Okay, so one thing must be in your mind, they can travel only through the solid portion. Okay, if we talk about the love waves or L waves, these are the surface movements. So you can see they travel in a zigzag portion like side by side portion. These are also of transverse type. Okay, so they can only affect the outer portion or surface of the earth. So these are highly disastrous. They can create cracks on the earth surface. So if we see cracks on the earth surface during an earthquake, these are only due to the love waves. Okay, so love waves, these are disasters, and these are the most disastrous waves known as Rayleigh waves. R waves because they travel like a sea wave or in a circular position. We can see here there is a circular position like a mat. Okay, if you take a mat and there is a portion. Okay, so if see please here. Okay, so these type of movement are in circular way like in the water. So that's why they create imbalances in the buildings and they simply vibrate them and all the buildings will collapse. So these are the most disastrous waves on the during an earthquake. Okay, so maximum disaster, or we can say maximum damage on earth surface can be felt or can be done with the help of Rayleigh waves. Both L waves and Rayleigh waves, these are disasters, but highly disasters if we talk about, these are the Rayleigh waves. Okay, So that's why with the nature, with the traveling position, with the crossing medium, we can assume the interior of the earth. Okay. So there is, if we talk about the speed, maximum speed, there is a P, then S, and after that L. These are the descending orders. I will talk about the damage. Damage are only related with the surface waves. So R waves, there is a more damage, and then there is L waves. Okay. So with the help of this, there is a some type of, okay, good.